Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and it's a new month upon us, so let's see what's coming to movie theaters in September 2019. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. You can also find me over Twitter and Instagram at Movie Guy 365, as well as the Disney Magic Hour podcast. I will leave a link for that in the description. All right, so September 2019 is coming, and we have a few notable releases this month. It's not a huge month by any stretch, but there's at least one huge one as far as horror fans are concerned, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. So yeah, September. All right, let's get right into this thing. It, Chapter 2, September 6th, is the first one out of the gate and the most anticipated one, I believe, in the entire month of September. So I'm a big fan of the first one. I thought it was done brilliantly, and I can't wait to see how this one ends. I'm a little iffy on some of the casting choices. Like Jessica Chastain for me can be very hit or miss, kind of leaning more towards the miss. And you know, as much as I absolutely love just as far as James McAvoy goes, like what he can bring, but it's weird. It's probably one of his more normal kind of roles as far as as a character goes. Usually you see him in something a little more creative, but I'm anxious to see what we get here with it, Chapter 2. And of course, overall, I think we're in for a treat. I think it's going to look just absolutely horrifying to watch, but I'm excited for this one. I'm really thrilled. As far as September 13th goes, we have Hustlers and the Goldfinch. Hustlers, I know only strictly from the trailer. It doesn't look like something I'm going to be looking into as far as going to the theater to see it. I may catch it down the line, but I'm sure there's an audience for it down there. But I think it's going to have a lot of competition with it, Chapter 2 for the next week. I think that movie's going to hit the #1 spot and probably stay there for a few weeks. But yeah, as far as Hustlers go, it looks like an interesting cast, but it's just really not for me personally. And the Goldfinch is also coming out that week. I will definitely go see that one. I like what I've seen so far from the trailers, and it just looks like an interesting tale. I believe it is sourced from an original book. But yeah, I'm excited to see what that one's going to bring. It looks different, looks interesting. It's got my attention. All right, so the week after is September 20th. Now we have a few things this week, and it looks like it's going to be probably the heaviest week as far as September goes. So we have Rambo Last Blood. What can I say? Rambo's been around forever, just as long as Rocky pretty much, and they're going for one more go. Last time we saw Sylvester Stallone in the role was back in 2008. And, it's a good way to see, like, he's still in shape and doing his thing, where in Rocky, as far as Creed 2 went, Rocky's very broken down, and we didn't get a lot of action from his way. It's more of a dramatic piece. But this one looks like it's back to action, looks pretty interesting, so definitely be checking that one out. Also, Ad Astra, I'm very optimistic this is going to do well. At the very least, I think it's going to look beautiful. It's going to be interesting as far as cinematography goes. Now, whether Brad Pitt can carry this one on his own, that remains to be seen. But he's going to have to do a lot of the heavy lifting, and his solo efforts lately haven't been doing so great. But I'm very interested in this, mostly from the director's standpoint. So I'm anxious to see Ad Astra. I think it'll be interesting. I'm really hoping we get something good here. And Downton Abbey. I'll admit to you, I have never seen a single episode of Downton Abbey. So I will obviously be skipping this one. It's just, I don't know. It falls under the thing is I don't get it category. I'm sure it's a wonderful show. And I'm sure there's a reason because there's a dedicated fan base. But me personally, I don't, it's just, it's not worth it for me to revisit the series and try to catch this movie. And maybe a long time down the line when I'm kind of running out of stuff, I may invest into that. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Are you planning to go see Downton Abbey? And finally, on the 27th, we have Abominable, Zeroville, and Judy. Now, some lesser known items in this particular week. Abominable, out of all three, is the one I know about the most. I've seen trailers for it. It looks like an interesting, I think it's going to be visually interesting animated feature. I'm anxious to actually check out something that isn't done by Disney or our usual studio suspects, but something a little more smaller. But I think it has an interesting premise. I'm kind of excited to see this one. Zeroville, I just recently became aware of. This is going back to James Franco and his usual cast of miscreants performing something here. I know very little about this one. I haven't even seen a trailer. I may have to check that one out. But I think if it is playing locally, which that could be iffy depending on, you know, the studio backing on this, I think this could be interesting. I just want to, you know, go in kind of completely blind with this one, maybe be surprised. And of course, Judy, which is based off of Judy Garland. I appreciate Judy Garland as a legend, that kind of thing. This movie doesn't really, I don't know, it's not really doing anything for me personally, but maybe that will be something I'll catch down the line at some point, maybe on cable or whatever. But that will also be, and I have a feeling that will also be a limited release title. Yeah, that's pretty much it for September. Not a whole lot going on. We have things pick up a little bit more in October. And then, of course, November has a lot more going for it, but we'll get to those months next time. And let me know in the comments below what in September is interesting you. As I said, It Chapter 2 is probably going to be the big winner of the month. I see that raking in the most money out of all of these. But, you know, hey, we might have a surprise or two on our hands. I'm anxious to go to the theater and check them out. Let me know. And in the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.